Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I'm working on another project. This one is with house blocks, and I did the video tutorial for you on how to make the house blocks, but I want to show you what I've done with them. Now this is a small quilt here. Let's see how much you can see that. This is 16 little house blocks, and I just put them side by side, 4 by 4, and added a 1-inch border and then a 2-inch border, I believe. Yeah, a 2-inch border. So I think it's cute. I think this will be a nice little wall hanging. And this is what's left over from the plan that I came up with to begin with. So this is my kind of my bonus project. So let me show you what I'm planning to do, because I still have some sewing to do on this next one. This is going to be more of a row quilt, and it's going to have different blocks in it. It won't be just house blocks. So I'm going to show you this, but I'll go ahead and do a little insert in here to show you the picture. So let me show you this for right now, and then I'll pop in the picture. And what it is going to be 3 rows of houses, and then I have 1 Churn Dash row, 1 shoe fly row, and then 1 friendship star row. So they're all going to go in this quilt. So I've just finished cutting all of the pieces that I need for each of these blocks. So I need 6 of each. So I've got my little stacks here. This one is the Churn Dash, and Churn Dash, shoe fly, and friendship star. And as I was cutting these, what I realized is that I need pretty much the same pieces for the Churn Dash and the friendship star block. It's the same pieces. You just arrange them differently. So the Churn Dash, of course, has got some smaller rectangles in it. So these are 1.5 by 2.5, and those will be the backgrounds. They'll go with the prints here. So what I want to do today is just get started on these, and I'll videotape some of this so that you can see it. I'm going to start with the Churn Dash blocks. So I do want to show you my stash, or my stack of fabric. I still have this much left. I can't seem to get through this stack. The thing is, I have run out of some of the prints. Some of them are gone. I've gone through all of them, but you know, I still have quite a bit of fabric here. So I don't know, I might be sewing on this for the rest of the year. I just can't seem to get through it all. One of the things with this little quilt, here it is. I put smaller borders on it because it is a smaller quilt, and I chose the colors because those are the 2 that I had the most fabric of. Now, when I get down to further quilts, I may wind up with having to actually buy more fabric to make the borders, or just do without borders, or have them, you know, pieced borders, multiple colors in there. So you know, those are options when you get down to this point. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is the Churn Dash blocks. So we'll do that. Okay, these are 6-inch blocks, and I know a couple of you have asked me to state what size the blocks are. I always put it in the written instructions, but I forget to mention that when I am doing the video. So these are 6-inch blocks. The house blocks are also 6 inches, so they all go together. And on this pattern here, I am going to put a row of sashing between like at the bottom of the houses, because there is no, I mean, there's sashing around the top and the sides, but not at the bottom. So I'm going to put a row of sashing underneath those. And on here I have it beneath the Churn Dash also, but I don't think that's needed because it's pretty much got, this forms the sashing, so it's not needed. So I think I'm going to eliminate that. But they'll be like at the bottom of each one of these rows of houses, I'll have a sashing. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the half square triangles and use any method that you like for these. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take these background squares. These are the 3-inch squares. I'm going to draw a diagonal line on the wrong side. So let me grab, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line on the wrong side of each one of these. Now this is a white on white print, so this one's a little bit hard to see which is the right side and which is the wrong side. So I have to really double check. Okay, we're using directional fabric again. So I'm going to have the triangles, have the diagonal line go in opposite directions on here. So I've got one going this way, one going that way. And hopefully that will give me what I need if I'm wanting to worry about the direction of the print. And at this point, I'm kind of not too concerned about that. So if it doesn't turn out, I'm not going to be upset because I've been working with this directional fabric for months now, it seems. And I'm kind of ready to not worry about that. And there's number 2. These pieces are cut at 3 inches, and I'm going to square them down to 2.5 after I get them cut. And I've got a new tool to play with, so I'll show you that. Okay, raise my needle. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and cut these. So I'm just going to cut on the drawn line. And then I'm going to adjust the camera and show you this new tool I have. It's been on the market for a while. It's not a brand new tool, but it's new to me. So I want to show it to you. Okay, here's the tool that I bought. This is the Clearly Perfect Slotted Trimmer. And there's 2 of them in here. And you can use them to trim down your half square triangles before you press them. And I know there are other tools out there that you can use in different ways. One you can use like after you have pressed your squares, your half square triangles. Okay, this had a lot of rubber cement on the back, but this has got a paper coating on it, so let me take that off. This will trim things on the 1/2 inch, which is what I need, so I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these triangles, and the 2 rulers, this is for when you want something cut at a 1/2 inch measurement, which is what I want. I want a 2.5 inch square. So I'm going to line up the 2.5 inch, the dot here on the 2.5 inch. You can see if I put some fabric behind it. If I place my seam line right on the dotted line here at the 2.5 inch mark and trim it, that will get me what I need. Now you can put it right in the middle, or you can slide it to the side and just trim one side if you want. That's all up to you. It'll work either way. So I'm going to line up my seam right there and then just trim right there. And let me put that back in here. Now I can trim my dog ears off right there and right there. And then when I press this, it should measure 2.5 inches, and the dog ears should be taken care of. We'll see. Let me press this open. Okay, I have 2 of them that I've done. This is the one I just finished, so let's measure that. And it is 2.5. And this one's a little bit shorter, so I might need to tweak things just a little bit. But the most important thing is that they all measure the same size. So I'm going to go ahead and use it, and might take me some practice to get really good at this. But okay, what I'm doing is laying out my pieces to see if I can get everything in the same orientation, everything going this direction, and that worked, so I'm happy with that. Now I need to do the little bar pieces, little rectangles. Now this is going to be a little different because these are going to be laying horizontal, so I don't have them cut. Forgot what I'm looking for here. I don't have them cut going that direction, I don't think. No, I don't. So I can either cut new pieces, or I can just let them lay sideways. And I think I'm just going to turn one way, one the other, and just let it go at that. Okay, so here's my Churn Dash. And it is really hard to tell the right side from the wrong side on that fabric. I think this one may be. No, that's correct. Okay. All right, so they're all ready. So I'm going to sew these pieces together first, and then everything will be ready to sew into rows. Okay, so let's sew these together. I'm just going to chain piece them and move on. Okay, I'm going to cut these apart and press, and then I'll be ready to sew all the pieces into rows. Okay, I'm going to lay the pieces back out, and now I'm going to sew them in rows. So I'm going to sew the first 2 pieces of each row together, and then I'll add the 3rd piece. Now I could have left all of these chained together and then added this third piece to each row, but I find it hard to manipulate things under the presser foot when I do that. So I usually just almost always clip them apart. So the different methods of doing things, it's whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so I'm going to go press, and then I'll be ready to sew all these pieces together. Okay, I'm going to sew the rows together, and this is looking pretty good so far. I'm just going to nest my seams here. And you notice I'm using leaders and enders here just to save a little bit of thread, because I was going through thread pretty fast there this weekend when I was doing a lot of sewing. So I decided to try this again. I've done this before. I never stuck with it for very long, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, let me press and I'll show you the block. Okay, here's one of the little Churn Dash blocks. It gets cute. This is a 6-inch block. You know, you could, for the center of these, you know, you could use another print fabric. You don't have to use a solid background fabric like I did. This is a white on white. It might be hard to see, but that is a white on white fabric. And but you could use, you know, a darker print for that if you wanted to. So lots of different things you can do. So I'm going to finish making, I've got 5 more of these to go, and then I need to do the shoe flies and the friendship stars. Okay. Okay, I have all of my Churn Dash blocks done. So I'll hold them up here so you can see them. And that went pretty well. And once again, these are all directional fabrics, so I have to work around that. Most of them came out okay though. I'm satisfied with them. So, and one more. Here are some closer pictures of all of the Churn Dash blocks that I made. I thought you'd be able to see these a little bit better. That is it for this video. Next video I will be doing the shoe fly blocks. So I'll have a more detailed video for you on those. And then after that will be the friendship star blocks. And then I'll have a video showing you how I'm putting these all together into a quilt top. So that should be a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell
so that you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links, and to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.